I'm Johnny from Expert Boxing, and right now I'm going to talk to you about dealing with hand injuries in boxing. The usual causes of hand injuries from punching is usually because of bad equipment, bad technique, or bad training, improper training. So for equipment, hand wraps, gotta have hand wraps, put them on. Okay, you're moving, your target is moving, a lot of things are going on. You never know what's going to happen, and you're not hitting a flat, perfect surface like a board or something. You're hitting something that moves. So there's a lot of chances for stress to be applied at less than perfect angles to your wrist. And so keeping your fist tight with the hand wraps greatly helps prevent injuries. The way you wrap your hands, I have a video, but there's hundreds of other videos on there. You know, try them all, try different methods, ask different coaches, okay? Just know that some methods of hand wrapping are better than others. If you're copying a guy and he has a different hand than you, he's a heavyweight, he's got a bigger hand or a meatier hand, or he has a hand injury that you don't have, then maybe that's not the right person to copy. So anyways, learn how to really wrap your hands and improve it over time. Next, gloves. Okay, I've always said this before, for training or sparring, the standard is 16 ounce. Okay, if you weigh 120 pounds or less, fine, you can do 14 ounce. If you're a really big guy, very big middleweight, heavyweight, then I guess you can use, 18 ounce or 20 ounce. But I would say 16 ounce is a minimum, and use, if you're hitting the heavy bag, use bag gloves because they offer more protection. If you're sparring, use sparring gloves, okay? And the reason why you want to use the right gloves is because, again, you're throwing different punches, different angles. It's very easy to stress your wrist and your arms at, your joints at different angles. So be careful about that. Now for technique, the first two technical problems I see is people are not letting the elbow follow the hand. Okay, the first technique issue, the elbow must follow the hand. If I throw a straight punch, you see my elbow's behind it, my elbow's not here. If I punch straight and my elbow's down here, it will bend my wrist and it will hurt. If I throw a hook, okay, the punch is coming around, the elbow must come behind it. If I'm hooking and I have a lazy elbow, it's down here, it will bend my wrist. Same thing when I throw an uppercut, elbow comes behind it. That's why an uppercut looks like this, so that the elbow's behind it. When I throw a hook, elbow's right here, so the elbow's behind it. And when I throw a straight, elbow's here, so the elbow's behind it. The elbow always follows the fist. If you do anything else, you will stress your wrist. The second common problem for punching, this is more like arm injury, is because people let their elbows go behind the shoulder, okay? It's especially common. Anytime that I throw a punch and I let the elbow come out here and then I punch, it puts a lot of stress on my chest and my shoulder, okay? It's not about, you can put your elbow here, but don't stress the chest and the shoulder if you can. When you throw a hook, many people throw broken arm hooks. This is what I call it. You see this elbow? It breaks, and then my elbow and the fist is coming behind it. Come in with it, come out with it, okay? Elbow in front of you, or maybe to the side, but definitely don't let that elbow get behind your shoulder. Okay, so those are the two technical adjustments. Lastly, the way you train. Okay, heavy bag. I think for a beginner, 6 rounds of heavy bag work a day is plenty. If you're hitting the heavy bag 30 minutes, an hour a day, of course you're going to destroy your hands. Okay, and especially if you're a very strong puncher for your weight class, you will destroy your hands. There's a reason why pros don't train that, they don't hit the heavy bag so much anymore as the years go on, because it just damages your hand. And the heavy bag, the more skillful you become, the less you need the heavy bag for skills. For power, I'm sorry. At the high level of punching, power really comes from skill and timing and accuracy. It's not so much about pure brute power anymore. So limit the heavy bag. Also, when you're sparring, where are you hitting the guy? If you hit him in the head, it will bend your wrist. Or if you hit him in the elbow, it will bend your wrist in a certain way. So those are really the 3 areas that I would watch for: your protection, your technique, and then the way that you train, the way that you hit. So watch out for those 3 things, and if you're injured, give it some time. The hand is very fragile. That's all it is. Thanks for watching.